I'll tell you what, you're not going to be watching the Martin Roberts workout video anytime soon. But quite seriously, those stairs are a nightmare and would certainly rule out a fair old number of people from living here, which, if you're looking at renting this place out, is an important consideration. But what have we got? Well, straight to the front door, and you're greeted by the loo. Fantastic. And a fairly dated looking kitchen. Now, not a bad size, I guess. Very old boiler that you'd want to sort out. Units obviously need playing around. And you have to be creative when it comes to design when you're dealing with such a small space. But I do like the fact, big window there. So not exactly a huge amount of space. This is in fact your main room. So this is your living room stroke bedroom. A couple of things I'd do in here straight away: strip the floorboards back. That would really lift it in here. Although you have got some reasonable sized windows, so it doesn't feel too dark and dingy. A couple of nice features: open fire, and certainly if you choose your furniture well, maybe a pull down bed, you know, it would seem like a good space. I'm not really sure that you could change the internal layout of this place too much, but maybe worthy of some consideration. But one thing I would want to do is sort out this window. Maybe it's just me because I get vertigo, but I don't like the fact that this is very low, so I think that's a bit of a potential safety risk for small children, maybe, when this is open in the summer.
And there's another area which is also not particularly child-friendly, but I think a great bonus.
Well, wouldn't this make a perfect city crash pad? I think in France they'd call it a pied à terre, or foot on the ground, which, given that we're 4 stories up, is probably not that accurate. But with views like this, who cares?
To create a one-bedroom flat from the existing studio design by making the kitchen area here, which is a reasonable size, into a bedroom, and perhaps putting a really small, just a basic kitchen into the main living area there.
That all seems possible, but it's a bit more hassle and cost. So would it be worth it? What kind of rent could you get?
As a studio flat, 800, 850 a month, but as a one bedroom, potentially 11 to 1200 a month.
So the estate agent thinks changing this from a studio flat into a one-bedroom flat could increase its value by 40,000, and potentially the flat could resell close to 200,000. It just goes to show that size isn't everything. But first, did Ray's budget go sky high?
Well, the second quote was for 40.
40?
Not far from the city area of London is Borough. It was here, in the shadow of some of London's landmark buildings, that a flat with a lofty position was sold for £125,000. It went to former photographer Ray, who pictured this studio flat with a slightly different layout.
Right, it makes sense, I think, to make it into a one-bedroom flat. The kitchen can move into the living space. It'll be a small, compact kitchen, but it should work.
So, wind on 7 months and the new look flat is ready for exposure. There's a fabulous new bathroom. The kitchen's now gone and been turned into a bedroom. So far, this photographer's flat is looking very positive.
It was completely back to shell. The walls were completely stripped out. It was dry-lined before, and all that was removed. The battening was removed. The ceiling was down. So it's all been insulated now, so it'll be a nice little thermal box. The floor is about the only original thing that's left. The boards were sanded. Windows have been replaced. The 2 metal windows have been replaced with double glazed units, and they've security glass. Yeah, it's virtually a new build.
And best of all, there's a sleek, modern kitchen diner.
And the kitchen, it's in what was the studio room.
but managed to fit everything in. There's no need for a washing machine in here. It's in the bathroom. It's a small kitchen, but it all fits nicely. The sliding door goes behind the wall here. It has to be a fire door, and all you need to shut it is touch and go.
Ray has continued with the high specification by fitting an air conditioning unit. Though, personally, I think the best air conditioning isn't actually inside the flat.
And here we have the roof area, which I wouldn't say is mine, but it's a nice communal area, and I'm able to sit out here if I wish. A few plants around, got the air conditioning unit here, there's running water, power, light, and I'm going to put the security cameras in. And the main thing is, well, fantastic place to be.
Ray's a photographer by trade and never intended to do the majority of the work himself. He employed builders to do most of it. But as he was based in Edinburgh, how did he coordinate it all?
When Alban and his builders were here, I was actually very fortunate in that I was able to rent a flat in the same block. So keep an eye on the thing and sort of project manage fairly close by. I did do a fair amount of work myself after the builders had finished. And it's been a bit of a struggle because things are quite heavy, like the radiators and moving them around and stuff. But I've got on with a lot of things of my own. I did have to get help from the fridge up here.
Those 4 flights of stairs were always going to make the job more complicated. Ray reckons they filled 3 skiploads of rubbish. There were a lot of materials that had to go down and out as well as up and in. So there may have been no lifts, but did Ray's costs escalate?
The cost, I thought it would be round about the sort of 40 mark, but I'd hope to keep it below that. But of course that 40,000 does include everything. It includes the appliances, the fitting of the kitchen, which was done professionally, albeit took a bit longer than it should have done. I think, you know, I've got a reasonably good job done.
Let's hope so, because with a £40,000 spend plus the £125,000 purchase price, Ray has over £165,000 invested here. Do 2 local estate agents think a high specification for this high-rise flat would get top price?
Yes, I think it's a very nice job. Very good quality units, and I can see the finished product is going to be a really nice flat.
Very nice, very bright and airy. The view out of this window, and certainly from the top of the communal staircase, is incredible.
The real selling points is that the way he's changed over the kitchen area into a bedroom, it's made it into a 1-bedroom flat, which is absolutely crucial on a space like this.
I think it was a very good idea to move the kitchen out of this room to make a completely separate bedroom. The kitchen is nicely done. I would personally have put a fitted fridge freezer into the design of the kitchen. It's quite imposing. However, that could be something that could be changed at a later stage.
Generally then, they're pretty positive. Ray has spent over £165,000 in total to ring the changes here. So will it be reflected in the flat's current value?
I'd be putting it on the market today at around 215,000.
We could get as much as £200,000 to £210,000 on the open sales market.
Wow, that's all right then. After the usual taxes and expenses, Ray could see a £50,000 profit. How does he feel about that?
Actually, that's more than I thought. So I haven't made a loss, let's face it. But I think the rental route is the way I'm going to go. I would like to hang on to it. It's a special flat. I'd like to keep it for a few years.
Will the rental returns be good enough to justify that decision?
I would say you'd be looking at £850 per calendar month for rental value.
A rental per calendar month, we would look to achieve between £800 and £820 per calendar month.
Right. Okay. That's not bad. Not bad. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a goer.
That could bring in £10,000 a year and certainly should mean the flat will look after itself financially. So maybe he should snap up another soon.
Yes, I'm hoping to go back to an auction with Alban the builder. There's a good chance that we might actually do something together, but not so many stairs.
Ray and his builder really seem to have clicked. so I picture a few more properties together.